Hey guys, it's Jacolia of Jacolia Gems. Thank you so much for coming back to view my channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, hey family. What are you waiting on, you guys? If you have not already done so, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like this video, comment down below, and share it to your social media platforms. Now, I know some of y'all sitting back like, oh my goodness, why does she have all that on? So I had a forum event last night, and for the people who know me, they know that when I go outside, darling. So I was just like, let me, do a few videos in this outfit because I'm going to drop a picture so y'all can see my shoes. So y'all can see the whole outfit. No, but let's talk, you guys. Now, as a black woman that is single, that's a mom. Oh, all three things that y'all hate. I have heard some interesting things, yet I have not truly experienced them before. I see online a lot, and I've heard some people say this before, that you should never go to a single person for relationship advice, as if your relationship status now all of a sudden qualifies you for giving good advice or not being capable of giving advice at all. Do we not realize that you can be a single man and be a husband? You can be a husband and be a single man. Do we not realize that you can be a single woman and be a wife? And you can be a wife but be a single woman? Do we not realize that it's a mindset thing? Now, marriage is beautiful when it's in covenant with the Most High. And I dropped a video talking about that briefly because all marriages are not in covenant with Chukua Okiki Ombiamba, Yod He Elohim, the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It's just not, and these are facts. These are facts. What I want to talk about, though, is the divorce rate in the black community once again. We see a lot of black women now stating that they're leaving marriages because they are not their mothers and they are not their grandmothers. No, you're not. I'm not. I'm close, but nowhere near, if that makes sense. But majority, and when I say majority, because before I was trying to be a little nice, like, how come a small percentage? And in the comments, I would tell people, like, I'm not delusional. I know what the scriptures say. The scriptures say that 2/3 of our people who are in the wilderness will be cut off. So I'm sorry to tell you guys. I was telling my daughter today when we were walking, expect to have a bad experience with 2 out of 3 people just based off of basic math. It's not to go into life with a jaundice outlook. It's to just filter yourself through that word. Because if they're not going to make it through the wilderness, and not excluding myself, then that means that making it through life, it's not happening. When we begin to look at this divorce rate, and black women say that they are not their grandmothers and not their mothers, they think that's bragging. They think that it's okay. They say, well, a lot of black women stayed in their marriages because they didn't have a second source of income. This is not true. They did not have their own source of income. This is not true. I read statistics and I study history. When you begin to look into the fact that black married women have always worked just like black single women. If you don't believe me, Google it. It was white women who stayed at home mostly. Now, some of us did have stay-at-home moms and stay-at-home grandmothers, and it's because they married husbands. Yes, the economy was different, money stretched, like it was so many factors. But we have to realize that as a people, the world is waxing colder and colder. So we are actually moving further and further and further away from our etymology and who we are called to be. If anything, as a black woman, if you had a good example, being your mother and being your grandmother is honorable. They knew the benefits naturally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, mentally, safety-wise, companionship, headship, authority, someone to lean into, someone to depend on. They knew the benefit of marriage. Yes, some men were abusive. These were war veterans. No excuses, just facts and pathology. These were men that were not too far removed from slavery, civil rights era. Imagine being a big black man knowing that you can destroy and you can demolish, and you have a people who come in and subjugate you and tell you that you have no authority in your own home, tell you that you have no safety, that even when they come home, they now have to fight with you, black woman. And I'm not going to sit up and say that I've provided peace for all men in my life. Yes, I am peace. We know that some women don't know peace. They don't know the true benefit of man because they enter into these relationships with themselves first. And that's honestly a lot of black men's problems with their wives, with their girlfriends, with their mothers, with their daughters. We're very selfish, very arrogant, very pious, very entitled. The amount of black women that I see make statuses daily as if it is a flex to say that they don't need a man or that they got their own. Can't nobody do nothing for them, baby. What I have don't matter when it comes to a man. My money don't exist. I don't want to open a door. I just don't. It should be a choice and an option. I'm a woman that leads with her femininity. I lead with my culture and my spirituality and my intellect. And being aesthetically pleasing doesn't hurt either. We have changed what it is that we lead with, and we brag about leaving our husbands for being who they've been all along. My great-grandmother would always remind us not to call anyone a fool because the Bible tells us not to. Yet we can identify uncouth and unwise behavior. We can identify when wisdom has fled the black woman. And it goes beyond reproducing outside of marriage. It goes beyond operating in whoredom. Black women are literally making a mockery of marriage by seeing how fast they can divorce and how quick they can get remarried. Black women are making a mockery of marriage by staying in relationships with men who they know are not husband materials because they are so desperate to be a wife. That's not what wives do. We have to realize that that ring on our finger, because it's a vein that leans up to the heart, right? And that ring on your finger representing the birth canal of the woman, and that ring finger representing that phallus, according to ancient Egyptian rites. And you made an oath and you made a covenant, and whatever it is that you guys decide to do, you do. What we have to begin to, though, talk about, is the fact that a lot of black women are leaving their husbands for cheating, when that ain't even your deal breaker. You switched up. You changed. That's not who you showed him you was. A lot of times these men have cheated on you for years before he even made you wife, because a lot of y'all were girlfriends for years, and that's how he made you a wife. The amount of men that have married women out of obligation, we gonna talk on today, and I'm not just making things up. I've had real life conversations. See, I talk to men. I listen to men when they speak. The amount of men that have married women out of obligation because she has his kids, because she held him down, because she looks good on paper, because she gave him an ultimatum, because he doesn't want to disappoint anybody, because she puts up with his mess, and then some other benefits. A lot of men are married to women that they don't even like. And then when they meet a woman that they like, they're met with instant regret. Like a woman that they actually like. I'm not talking about want to lay down with. Yeah, he want to sleep with her. And he may, because he's a cheater.